So welcome to our mathematics class today, and in mathematics we shall be looking at the topic quadratic equations. What does quadratic equation mean? Now a quadratic equation has an equation as this. So this is the general formula or the general quadratic trinomial in which quadratic equations take. You will find out that in this equation these are the variables: x to the power of 1, we have x to the power of 2. And so the highest variable you can have in a quadratic equation is 2. Then you have the coefficient of x squared as a, the coefficient of x to the power 1 as b, and then we have another coefficient here which is c, where a, b, c are constants and a is not equal to 0. There are 4 ways of solving a quadratic equation. Number 1, we could solve by factorization, completing the square, formula method, and as well as graph. We shall be taking these first 3 now. In factorization method, we could have a question such as factorize 9a minus 3z. I didn't forget that I said the general equation of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. But in this case, what we are told to do is to factorize. You need to learn to solve from something simple till we get to something higher. So let's look at this first. You have to factorize. The idea is to look for what is common here. If you have a good understanding of finding HCF of numbers or letters, you'll be able to factorize easily. What do we have common here and here? Yes, we have a here, we have z here, so those letters are not common. But aside that, we have 3 here, and we could also have 3 here because part of the factors of 9 is 3. For instance, if you have to find the HCF of this, if you have 9a and 3z, to find the factors of this, you have to look for numbers that are common or the letters that are common on each side. Here, 3 is common, so 3 into 9 gives 3, then a, and then we have z. Nothing is common here again. And so this 3 that you have here is what will be brought outside, and then you would open a bracket. Now when 3 goes into 9a, you have 3a left, so you have this 3a minus 3 into 3z, you have z left. To factorize b, 5x squared plus 15x. Now if we were to solve this, what do we have common here? So just as we did that of the HCF, we'll look for what is common here and then we'll bring it out. So x is common here, we could have 1x out. Here we have 2x, we have 1x. So if we take 1x from here and 1x from here, we have 1x left. And then we have no x here. Then we have 5 here and we have 15 here. The common factor between 5 and 15 is 5. So we'll bring 5 out. And so we are left with 1 here. And then 5 into 15, that gives us 3. And so we have succeeded in factorizing this equation. See, to factorize 34 times 48 plus 34 times 52. Now don't forget that we could solve this without factorizing. That is by multiplying 34 by 48, have your answer separately, plus 34 times 52. Have your answer separately, then you add it. But this would mean a longer process. But when you go with factorization, it will be easier. For instance, 5 times 48, which has to be done first, then 34 times 52, which is done next. Now if you look at 34 times 48 and 34 times 52, there is something which is common. And what is it that is common? We have 34 into brackets 48, then plus 52. So what we have done is to bring 34 outside, and we could go back and get this such as by having 34 times 48, which is this, plus 34 times 52, which is this. And so we'll have 34 into brackets 48 plus 52, that gives 100. Then 34 times 100, that gives us 3,400 as the answer. D, we have to factorize 22 over 7 times 3 whole number 1 over 4 minus 22 over 7 times 2 whole number 1 over 4. If we take a close look at this as well, we have something common on the two sides of the minus sign. We have 27 over 7 here and we have 22 over 7 here. So we can bring out that 22 over 7 and we have 3 whole number 1 over 4 left, then minus whole number 1 over 4. And so we would have 3 1/4 minus 2 1/4. That leaves us with 1. Then multiply by 22 over 7. So our answer is 22 over 7. To factorize 2SRU plus 6TRU minus 4SRV minus 12TRV. Taking a good look at the entire equation, we have some numbers and letters that are common, such as R, and then 2 is a factor which is common. So we would bring out 2 and R from the entire equation. And when we bring out 2 and R from them, we have SU left. When we bring out 2 from 6, that's 2 into 6. We have 3 left. Then we have T and U. And then we have minus 2 into 4, that's 2. And then we have SV. Then minus 2 into 16, that's 6 TV. That's what you have left there. Next is to group. When we have to group this, we have SU plus 3TU. Yes, there's a common ratio here. Likewise over here, there's a common ratio. So we'll still have our 2R outside. What is common in these two groups? U is common, so we'll bring out U. And we'll have S left plus 3T. So if you multiply U times S, you get your SU. Then U times 3T, you get your 3TU. Then you have this minus here. Even if it was plus, we'll put the plus there. So minus is what we have here, so you have your minus. Then here and here, what do we have common? 2 is common here and here, so you bring out your 2. Likewise is V common, so you bring out your V. So what do you have left here? You have your S. Then we would have written minus here because we have the minus. But if we write minus, we'll find out that we won't be able to get what we have up here again. For instance, if we say minus times minus, that gives us plus. So we can't have this as minus, rather we'll have it as plus. So minus times plus gives us a minus. And then we've taken 2 from it, making many 3, and then we have your T left. Looking at the equation closely, we'll find out that S plus 3T and S plus 3T, they are common on the two sides. So what we'll have is that we'll take one of it. So we'll have S plus 3T, put it somewhere. Then you have your 2R with this box bracket. And then you have U minus 2V. U minus 2V. So we have succeeded in factorizing this entire equation. Alright, so let's look at this question. Solve the equation A. 2x squared minus 5x equal to 0. Alright, so we want to factorize this. And when we are factorizing this, we have that this equation equals to 0. And so we should be able to find the exact values of x. And how is that done? That is done first by factorizing. Now, if we are to factorize this, we look for what is common here. We have x common. So we have x into bracket 2x minus 5 equal to 0. So meaning that if you say x times 2x will give you 2x squared, then minus x times 5 gives us 5x. We are saying x into bracket 2x minus 5 equal to 0. Now it means x equal to 0 or 2x minus 5 equal to 0. Already had that our x equal to 0, so that has been finalized. But we have this left. So we have 2x equal to 5. Why? Because we have brought this minus 5 from this left hand side to the right hand side. And so minus here has turned into what? Plus. Now we divide both sides by 2. And so we'll have x equal to 5 over 2. We could check this. How? So we are saying x equal to 0 and then x also is maybe equal to 5 over 2. So how do we check it? We check it by either putting 0 into the equation or putting 5 over 2 into the equation. So let's try with 0 first. We have 2 into bracket 0 squared minus 5 into bracket 0. 2 times 0 squared is still 0 and 5 times 0 is 0. So we have 0 minus 0 equals to 0. That is confirmed. Then let's try the other one. That's 5 over 2. We have 2 into bracket 5 over 2 squared minus 5 into brackets 5 over 2. 5 over 2 squared gives us, that's 5 times 5 is what? 25. Then 2 times 2 is 4. Then minus 5 times 5 is 25 over 2. 2 cancels this, and we are left with 2. So we'll have 25 over 2 minus 25 over 2, and that will leave us with 0. So this has been checked and confirmed. B, 4x squared plus 3x equal to 0. And so we have look for what is common on this left hand side. We have x which is common, and then we are left with 4x plus 3, such that you say, so this x is more like the highest common factor between 4x squared and 3x equal to 0. So our x equal to 0, then 4x plus 3 equal to 0. So this has been finalized. So you're left with 4x equal to minus 3, because plus 3 has turned to minus 3. So x equal to minus 3 over 4. So the values of x are 0 or minus 3 over 4. Alright, so we want to solve this question. 2x squared minus 32 equal to 0 by factorization. We look for what we have that is common here, which is 2 to bracket x squared minus 16 equal to 0. Now when we take a close look at this, we have 2 all into bracket x squared minus 16. This could be solved another way. We have 2 equal to 0, and then we have x squared minus 16, which is also equal to 0. So this would not amount to anything. Now x squared minus 16 can be written as x squared minus 4 squared. So take a good look at numbers you have over here. If it is a perfect square, then that means you can have it written in this form, equal to 0. Now this is a difference of 2 squares, and we have difference of 2 squares. This x squared minus 4 squared means x minus 4, and then x plus 4, which is equal to 0. So we have x minus 4 equal to 0, and then x plus 4 equal to 0. So x equal to 4, that is, when minus 4 is brought from this left hand side to the right hand side, becomes plus 4. And then x equal to minus 4, that is, when plus 4 is brought from this left hand side to the right hand side. So the values of x are 4 or minus 4. And we could confirm by substituting x with 4. So we have 4 squared minus 32. So that's 2 to bracket 4 squared is 16 minus 32. That's 32 minus 32. That leaves us with 0. Likewise, if we have minus 4 squared minus 32, minus 4 squared is same thing as, that's minus 4 times minus 4, and that gives us 16 minus 32. So that's 32 minus 32, that is 0. Alright, so we want to solve D. X squared plus 7x plus 12 equal to 0. For us to do that, we would have it as, this is the typical quadratic equation where you have the highest power of the variable x to be 2. Looking at this, the x squared has a coefficient of 1. The coefficient of x here is 7, and then you have 12 here, of which all those ones are the constant. For us to factorize this, we'll have to take it step by step. And the first step is to multiply what we have here by what we have here. So when you multiply it, you have 12x squared. Not forgetting that we have a sign of plus over here. Now that is our first step. Now the next step is to look for the multiples of 12, that is, numbers that you multiply to get 12, such as 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. If you have 4 times 3, it's still the same thing as 3 times 4. These are the multiples of 12. And you share the x into each of them. So when you multiply this, you get this. Now, you could have minus and minus here. You could have minus and minus here, minus and minus here. Because if you say minus 3x times minus 4x, it will still give you what? Plus 12x. Likewise, minus 2 times minus 6 will give you this. Minus 1 times minus 12, it will also give you this. So all these are also the factors of plus 12. x squared. But we are not going there. Let's have our factors back. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. We have all of them as positive. Which of these factors, 1, 2, 3, which of these factors do you have such that when you add it, it will give you 7? 1 plus 12, that's 13, it's not 7. 2 plus 6, that's 8. Then 3 plus 4 is 7. And so this is the factor of choice, meaning that 12x squared is equal to, is the same thing as 3x. So we are going to take this plus 4x, and we are going to represent this particular 7x with this. That is, we are going to replace 7x with 3x plus 4x. So we'll have it as x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 12 equal to 0. So we've taken the factors that when we multiply, it will give us this, and when we add it, it will give us 7x. Now we'll group this. We'll group this. Now when we group this like this, these two, what is common in x squared plus 3x? We have x into bracket x plus 3. And then plus what is common in 4x plus 12? We have 4, which is common. So we have x plus 3. Such that if you multiply 4 times x, it will give you 4x. 4 times 3 will give you 12. Now we've seen that x plus 3 is common here. And take note that if there's a change in a sign, then it means there is a problem somewhere. And so you have to check to ensure that you have not made any mistake in your signs. And so we have your x plus 4 and then x plus 3. Now we chose only one from this x plus 3 that we have here. And then we have x plus 4 over here equal to 0. And so x plus 4 equal to 0, and then x plus 3 equal to 0. So the values of x is x equal to minus 4 and x equal to minus 3. So these are our answer. And we could also check. For instance, let's put minus 4 here. Minus 4 squared plus 7 into brackets minus 4 plus 12. Minus 4 squared, that is 16. 7 times 4, that 7 times minus 4, that gives us minus 28 plus 12. And so we'll have 16 plus times minus is, that's 28 plus 12. So if you have 16 plus, so we have 16 and then plus 12, that's plus 28. Plus 28 minus 28, that is 0. And we can also check with minus 3, where we have minus 3 squared plus 7 into brackets minus 3 plus 12. And so we have minus 3 squared is 9, then plus minus 21 plus 12. So we have 9 plus times minus is minus 21 plus 12. So 9 plus 12, that's 21. So 21 minus 21, this was is 0. So this has been checked and confirmed. Alright, so looking at the next equation, x squared minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. And so we have to factorize this. So just as we did earlier on, we multiply this with the whole of this. And so we'll have minus 8x squared. Now, what are the factors of 8? They are 1 and 8. 1 times 8, 2 times 4. And that is all. Now with this, 1 times 8 will only give us 8. So that means that we need to check this minus, because 1 times 8 will give us plus 8. So what we could do is to have a minus here. So we could have minus 1 times 8 will give us minus 8, or 1 times minus 8 will also give us minus 8. And then 2 times 4 will only give us plus 8. So we could have a minus here. So minus 2 times 4 will give us minus 8. Or we'll have 2 times minus 4, which will give us minus 8. And then we have our x. So all these are the possible factors of minus 8. We will now choose the factor which, when we add it or subtract, would give us the middle number, which is minus 2. So let's look at minus 1 plus 8. That gives us 7. So this is not the best one. Well, look at the next one. Minus 2 plus 4. That gives us 2. So this is not the best one. Well, we'll consider the next one. If we have 1 plus minus 8 plus minus 8. Plus times minus is minus. So we are having 1 minus 8, which is minus 7. So this is not also the best one. And when we consider the fourth one, where we have 2 plus minus 4, which is plus times minus is minus. So we have 2 minus 4 gives us minus 2. So we have succeeded in getting this. And so the factor we are going to use will be 2x and then minus 4x. And we'll replace that with what is in the middle here. So we'll repeat this. We have x squared and then replace this with this. That's plus 2x minus 4x minus 8 equal to 0. Now we'll group these two and we'll group these two. So what is common here? We have our x common, then x plus 2. And then we have a minus, and then we bring, what do we have common here? We have our 4, which is common. So we have x minus 4 into 8. That's 2. Now we need to be careful with this. Because we have minus here, we have put minus here, which is wrong. Because minus into minus here will not give us minus. It's meant to give us plus. Such that if we say minus times plus, and that will give us minus. And so x plus 2 here, they correlate. So we factorize by having x minus 4 and then x plus 2 equal to 0. So we have x minus 4 equal to 0, comma, x plus 2 equal to 0. And so x equal to, we bring minus 4 over here, making it 4. Then we bring your plus 2 from here to here, equal to minus 2. So the values of x are 4, comma, minus 2. So looking at this next question, f 15x squared plus 14x minus 8 equal to 0. Now at this point I must let you know that factorization may not be used for all quadratic equations. Now I'm not saying it can be used for this. And so we proceed. What we'll do first is we'll multiply this with this. And so we'll have minus 120x squared. Now what are the factors of minus 120? We have 1 times 120. We have 2 times 60. We have 3 times 40. We have 4 times 30. We have 5 times 24. We have 6 times 20. We have 8 times 15. And then we have 10 times 12. So you can see we have a long list of factors of minus 120. Then we should look towards it that it is more than this, because if we have minus here, that will be minus 1 times 120, and then that will give us this. So that means we have to repeat this again, having maybe minus in this one, then the other one will have a list of minus on the other side. But let's first take a quick look at this. Which one here will be such that if you put a minus, it will give you this plus 14x, and then I would take a check of 6 and 20, because 20 minus 6 gives me 14, and there's no other one here that will give me 14. So I would have my minus here such that that will be minus 16x and then plus 20x. So this is the factor that we are going to use to solve. So we have 15x squared, then we replace with minus 6x plus 20x minus 8. We'll group this. What we have common here, we have 3x into bracket 5x minus 2 plus, what do we have common here? We have 4 common. 4 into bracket 5x minus 2. So we have these two, which are now the same. So we have 3x plus 4, and then 5x minus 2 equal to 0. So 3x plus 4 equal to 0, comma, 5x minus 2 equal to 0. So 3x equal to minus 4, and then 5x equal to 2. So x equal to minus 4 over 3, or x equal to 2 over 5. So these are the values of x. Alright, so I want to solve quadratic equations by using completing the square method. Now, in completing the square method, there are simple steps which we need to take note of. Now, in completing the square, we have this general equation. Now, what we need to check out first is this a. Is it a number more than 1? Now, if it is a number more than 1, then what we may need to do is to divide through by this a. That is, divide this by a, divide this by a. That's if it is more than 1. But if it is 1, you don't need to divide by a. Next is the coefficient of x here, which is b. You divide the coefficient of b by 2. Okay, b over 2. And then you will square this b over 2, and then you will subtract it from the equation. Now let us look at an equation to solve that. Write each of the following quadratic expressions in their complete forms. A, x squared plus 8x. Now the coefficient of our x squared here is 1, so we are not dividing by anything. Next is that the coefficient of x here is 8, and so we'll divide the 8 by 2, and that gives us 4. And so we'll have x plus this 4, which will be squared, then minus this particular 4 will now be squared. So that is 4 squared. So this is the full expression of x squared plus 8x. That is x plus 4 all squared minus 16. Now we could check to see if we would get this back. Now x plus 4 and x plus 4, that is the squared, minus 16. And so we'll have x times x, which gives us x squared, then x times 4, which is plus 4x, 4 times x, which is plus 4x, 4 times 4, which is plus 16. All this then minus 16. So we have x squared, 4x plus 4x, which is 8x, plus 16, minus 16. So this cancels this. We are left with x squared plus 8x. So we have exactly this back. So this is the complete expression. The answer to our question actually is this, which is x plus 4 squared minus 16. Let's take a look at other examples. B, x squared minus 4x. The coefficient of x squared is 1, so we don't need to divide by anything. Next is the coefficient of x here is 4. So we divide the 4 by 2, that is, we find the half, okay, which is 2. Now these two will have it here as x minus 2, that's x minus this 2, all squared, minus the square of this. And so we have it as x minus 2 all squared minus 4. So this is the complete form of this quadratic expression. We'll take another example. Now looking at this example, coefficient of x squared is still 1, and then the coefficient of x here is 1 over 4. And so we bring out the 1 over 4 and find half of it. Half of it gives us 1 over 2 times 4, which is 8. So we'll have x plus 1 over 8 all squared, then minus, because we are subtracting the square of this. And so the square of this is 1 over 64. So minus 1 over 64. Alright, so the next one is D, 5x squared minus 3x. Now in this one we have the coefficient of x squared is 5. So what we'll do is that we'll divide through by 5. So when we divide through by 5, what we'll have is x squared minus 3, then 5x. When we divide through by 5. Now, so the 5 here is no longer there. Now to have this back, we multiply by 5. So you divide by 5, you multiply by 5, and then you have your original equation back. So this is how you do it when you have a coefficient of x squared to be more than 1. So 5 times x squared gives us 5x squared, then 5 times this 5 cancel this, we have this. So now we have gotten our equation in which the coefficient of x squared now is 1. So the next thing we have to do is we'll look for half of 3 over 5. So half of 3 over 5 gives us 3 over 10. So we'll have x is minus 3 over 10 all squared, then minus the square of this. That's 3 times 3, which is 9, 10 times 10, which is 100. And don't forget that we still have our 5 over here, the 5 is to envelope everything. And so now this 5 can break this 100 because this 5 multiplies this and the 5 also multiplies this. So we'll have x minus 3 over 10 all squared with our 5 outside this over here. So our 5 is still there. Then the minus 5 times 9 over 100. So 5 here, 20. So our final answer is 5 into bracket x 3 over 10. This is squared minus 9 over 20. So this is the complete form of this quadratic expression. Alright, so next we have E, 3x squared minus x. The coefficient of x squared here is 3. Alright, so just as we did, we bring out this 3 and then we have x squared minus x over 3. What have I done? I divided through by 3 and then I multiplied by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So just like multiplying through by 1 and there is no real effect. And so the coefficient of our x squared here is 1. And so we'll now look for, this is x over 3. X over 3 is the same thing as saying x into bracket 1 over 3. Have 1 over 3, then half of 1 over 3. That gives us 1 over 3 times 2 is 6. Have x minus 1 over 6. Don't forget, it is this minus that we have here. Then 6. You'll have this in your square. Then you will look for the square of this. That's 1 over 36. So we have minus 1 over 36. So you always subtract the square from this entire equation. And then you have your 3 outside. Now this 3 multiplies this. So we'll have 3 into bracket x minus 1 over 6 all squared, then minus 3 times 1 over 36. So what are we left with? 3 here, 3 into this, that is 12. So our final answer is 3 into brackets x minus 1 over 6 all squared minus 1 over 12. Alright, so next we want to write the complete form of f 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Here's how we do this. We'll have this plus 5 separated. So have it separated somewhere here. And then you have this. So we'll divide this by 2, multiply by 2, just as we've done. So 2 into brackets x squared minus 3x and then 2. Don't forget that we still have our plus 5 over there. Then we'll have the half of this. So that will be 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. And that gives us 3 over 4. So we have x minus 3 over 4 all squared. And then we'll find the square of this. The square of this, that will be 3 times 3 is 9 over 16. So we'll have minus 9 over 16. And then all this, we have our 2 here. Then our plus 5, which comes back. So next, we'll have our 2 multiply this. This will be left as it is. So we have x minus 3 over 4 all squared. So when 2 multiplies it, we will have minus 9 over 8 because 2 cancels 16 over 8, then plus 5. So with this, we are going to find the LCM, which gives us 8. That's 9 minus 1 times 8. That's 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, we have plus here. Here is minus. So this is plus 31 over 8. So this is our final answer. Alright, so we want to use the method of completing the square to solve the following quadratic equations. A, x squared plus 6x plus 1. Now for us to solve this, just as we've done, so the quotient of x squared here is 1, so we don't need to worry about that. Next is, we'll find half of the quotient of x, which is 3. So we'll have x plus 3 all squared, and then we'll square this 3, which is 9. So minus 9, and then plus 1. We'll equate all this to 0. So we'll have x minus 3 squared minus 9 plus 1, that's minus 8 equal to 0. So we'll move this minus 8 from here over to this place, and that will be x plus 3 all squared equal to 8. Then this square will come over here. When square comes from one side to the other side, it becomes root. Or better still, we could say find the square root of both sides. So we'll have x plus 3 equal to square root of 8. So we shall have x equal to square root of 8 minus 3. The square root of 8 will be 2.83 approximated. Now this is going to be plus or minus. What does this mean? It means that if we say plus 2.83 multiplied by itself, it will give us 8. Or if we say minus 2.83 times minus 2.83, it will give us 8. So we'll have it as plus 2.83 then minus 3. Now what does this mean? It means minus 2.83 minus 3 or minus 2.83 minus 3. So we're going to solve this separately, and this is the value of our x. So x equal to 2.83 minus 3. That gives us minus 0.172, or minus 2.83 minus 3. That will give us minus 5.83. So these are the values of our x. Looking at this, we may not be able to use a factorization method to solve this, because now this is giving us decimal. Alright, so let's look at this next equation. B, 2x squared minus 5x minus 1 equal to 0. We have to factorize this by using completing the square. Now for us to do this, now we could take this our minus 1 over here. That will give us 1. And then we have 2x squared minus 5x. Now the next thing is we have our 2 outside, and we have x squared minus 5 over 2x equal to 1. We look for half of the coefficient of x, which is 5 over 2 times 1 over 2, and that's 5 over 4. So we have 2 outside into brackets x minus 5 over 4 all squared, then the square of this, that's 25 over 16. So we'll have it as minus 25 over 16 equal to 1. Now from here, we'll use these 2 to cancel this, but we still have these 2 here because the 2 multiplies this. So 2 into bracket x minus 5 over 4 all squared minus, so we have 2 multiplying 25 over 16 equal to 1. So 2 gives us 8 here. So we are having 2 into bracket x minus 5 over 4 all squared minus 25 over 8 equal to 1. Now if we bring this over here, we'll have 2 into bracket x minus 5 over 4 all squared equal to 1 plus 25 over 8. And when we find the LCM of this, 8, we have 25, and that will be 33 over 8. So we have 2 into bracket x minus 5 4 squared equal to 33 over 8. The next thing now is that let's divide through by 2. If we divide, so divide both sides by 2. So we'll have this divided by 2, and then this divided by 2. We have x minus 5 over 4 all squared. Then this one will become, these 2 will come down, that will be 33 over 16. That is 33 over 8 multiplied by 1 over 2. So 2 times, that will be 33 over 16, right? Alright. So this square comes here, that will be x minus 5 over 4. So this square becomes square root of 33 over 16. So we'll have x equal to square root of 33 over 16. So minus 5 over 4 comes here and becomes plus 5 over 4. Alright, so we'll continue our equation over here. So we'll have x equal to root 33 over 4 plus 5 over 4. Here we have our plus or minus. Then we look for the LCM, which gives us 4. 4 into 4, 1. So we have plus or minus square root of 33 plus 5. Then from here, we'll have the square root of 33 here is plus or minus 5.745. Then plus 5 over 4. Now this means plus 5.745 plus 5 over 4, or minus 5.745 plus 5 over 4. When we add this, we'll have 10.745 over 4, or we'll have minus 0.745 over 4. So when we divide through, we'll have 4 into 10, that's 2.67, or minus 0.186. So that is the value of our x for that equation. Alright, so we want to look at the method of quadratic formula for solving quadratic equation. Now here is the formula: x equal to minus b plus or minus all in square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, how was this formula gotten? Now, we are not here to derive the formula, but I'm just here to tell you that this formula was derived from this particular equation. in which a is the coefficient of the x squared, we have it here. Then we have b is the coefficient of the x and c is the constant. So using quadratic formula, solve 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. A here is 2, b here is 7, and c here is minus 15. And so we'll put all this into, we'll substitute into this formula. So x equal to b, which is minus 7 plus or minus, then b squared, which is 7 squared minus 4, then our a is 2, so put it as 2. Then we have c, our c here is minus 15, everything over 2 into bracket 2. Alright, so with this we have our x equal to minus 7 plus or minus 7 times 7 is 49, minus 4 times 2 is 8, then 8 times 15 gives 120. And don't forget that we have our minus here, so everything divided by 4. So we'll have minus 7 plus or minus 49, minus times minus is plus 120 over 4. So we'll have minus 7 plus or minus 49 plus 120, that's 169 over 4. So we'll have minus 7, square root of 169 is 13 over 4. So what does this mean? It means minus 7 plus 13 over 4, or minus 7 minus 13 over 4. So minus 7 plus 13, that gives us 6 over 4. Then minus 7 minus 13, that's minus 20 over 4. We'll have 4 here, 5, 2 here, so we are left with 2 over here. So we are left with 3 over 2, comma, minus 5. So these are the values of x by using quadratic formula. Alright, so looking at this next one, we have to use quadratic formula to solve this quadratic equation, 10x squared minus 29x minus 21. And so we state our parameters. The value of a is 10, b is, this is b over here, which is minus 29, and then c is minus 21. And so we'll substitute it. So we have minus b, which is minus into brackets minus 29, plus or minus into brackets b squared, which is minus 29 squared, then minus 4 to bracket a is 10, and our c is minus 21, everything over 2 into brackets a, which is 10. So this is minus times minus is, that's 29 plus or minus 20, minus 29 squared is 841, and then minus times minus here is plus. 4 times 1 is 40 times 21, that gives us 840 over 20. So we'll have 29 plus or minus 841 plus 840, that gives 1681 over 20. So we have 29. Now the square root of 1681 is 41 over 20. So this means 29 plus 41 over 20, or 29 minus 41 over 20. So we're going to have 29 plus 41, that's 70 over 20, or 29 minus 41, that's minus 12 over 20. So this cancels this, and so we have 3.5 or minus 0.6 as the values of our x.